Hello everybody, Levi Clay here, back again for another Q&A time. This time the question comes from Casper via email. Let's go and read it. It says, "Hey Levi, if you're doing another Q&A video on YouTube, then I have a few more questions about Guitar Pro that I would love for you to answer. First question, how to use pickup bars, Anacrusis. In my recent transcription of Help the Poor, I really wanted to have the pickup bar displayed differently from what I ended up doing. Dogs. We'll leave them to it. I should feature them in more videos, shouldn't I? Brovar, come here! Pain in the arse, dog. Right, so let's jump over to Guitar Pro. Now, in this example, what you can see, let's see if I've got any open. Here's a good example. So if I take this example there from Jerry Reed Tupelo Mississippi Flash, if I paste that in there, what you have is this big empty bar at the start. Now this could be considered a pickup bar. Now if I want to display an Anacrusis, a pickup bar, currently if I delete any notes in that bar, so I might want my pickup bar to look like that. If I do that, what happens is, I've got Anacrusis on. What happens is the bar shows as being incomplete. So in order for Guitar Pro to read it, well, what happens when you play that is this. See, it still tries to play the full bar. What we need to do is we need to go into bar and then Anacrusis pickup bar, and that tells the Guitar Pro that this bar is a pickup bar and not to worry that it's incomplete. And then you have, so it plays as you'd want it to play. So that's how you handle Anacrusis pickup bars. I tend to do that the last thing I do on my transcription. So I'd be working with the Anacrusis pickup bar off, so it would look like that, and then right at the end I would come in, delete that, and put in an Anacrusis. And I can show you why I do that, actually, why I recommend that. The problem with having an Anacrusis pickup bar in Guitar Pro is that it messes up all of your notation. So if I'm writing I mean, that's displayed okay. This might be a patched version, where this is a patched version, so this is working. This is actually working nicely. This is how I'd want it to display. So ignore me. Must have been updated in a recent patch. So there's that answer. Now let's jump back and take a look at your other question. By the way, I know Levi usually reads directly from emails in his answers, so let me add this. Dear YouTube watcher, oh, this is a plug, I like it. If you're interested in transcription at all and aren't already supporting Levi on Patreon, what are you waiting for? In only a few months, I've gone from never having written any formal transcriptions to being able to transcribe and write down fairly accurately at least, a cool solo like Robin Ford's Help the Poor. Support Levi and learn. Yes, I do approve of that message. Patreon, good fun. Where is it? There we go. We've been working on Help the Poor and some Jimmy Herring and Jimmy Rosenberg this month, along with all the other cool stuff we do in our Facebook private Facebook group. Anyway, so yeah, second question. Can you talk about the best practices for adding notes and annotations to transcriptions? I found that the section I've only found the section feature so far. How best to write chords above the bars, and are there what if there's a certain note or written instruction that you want in the transcription? Again, another good question. What I do there is, I do that. So that I want rid of. So there's a few ways of doing this. If you look down here, you've got all of your text information. Chords can be added by hitting this chords button down here, and then if I want to put in a chord there like G, that will display. I could also put text here, so if I go to the text button, hit text, and I could write aggressive if I wanted. Now that's all controlled in the house styles under text and styles. This is a custom house style that I use for book writing stuff. You can adjust the fonts and things of those if you like. The key to going through these is, in fact, let me open something recent. What have we got open? Nothing all that useful. Let's just jump back to Tupelo. So when I'm working on something like Tupelo, you can access chords by pressing A. There we go. So I can put G in there, and then when I move over to here, what is that tuned to? It's a C, isn't it? So I can press A and then type in C, and then we're here, and that's a D chord, and then here we're back to our G. Now if you want more information, like G7, you can do that. Oh, that's not displayed. That's not displaying for some reason. Let's try that again. G7. Very strange. It's displaying there. Another little Guitar Pro blip there. They happen all the time, rather annoyingly. But yeah, you can see how you go about doing those. And for text and things like that, not the best examples. But if you wanted to put something in, I press T, and in brackets I put things like light, palm, mute, something like that, and that's just going to display above the text like that. So if you do want to include annotations, that's a good way of doing things. And I do actually use that feature when I do things like, if I'm doing teaching, for example, and we're working on, let's say I'm teaching like Lydian dominant arpeggios. So I type in, I do something like let's correct the, what am I doing? That should be 8. That's fine. So we do something like that. Now what I might do, you're getting a free guitar lesson here, look at that. If I put in an arpeggio as well, sort of thing that I teach, yeah, something like that's fine. As an example of how to use this stuff. So using that, right, I can, as an example, I could, here, under A, I could write my chord, so C7 sharp 11. I could then also, under text, so T, I would go root, T, 2, T, 3, T, sharp 4, T, 5, T, 6, T, flat 7, T, root. And that helps with when you're looking at actual transcriptions. So here I might go T root, T third, oh, third, I see what I did there, T fourth, fifth, 5, fifth, same things. Let's correct that accidental. T flat 7, T R, T, oh no, T3, T5, T sharp 11, T6, and then T5. Again, I could put in a chord, so it would be the same, C7 sharp 11. And if I wanted to, I would use these, insert a marker, and then just depending on how you want these to display, there's obviously so many ways you can do this. I might put something like C7 with added sharp 11, like that. But then I don't like the order that they've displayed in, so you need to play around in your house style to get your text to appear underneath, so on and so forth. But hopefully that gives you your answer. So thanks for the question, Casper. Hopefully that was of use to you, and if it was of use to anybody else here watching these videos, then you can subscribe to me by hitting that button in the bottom left. You can check me out on Patreon by hitting that button in the top right, or you can check out 2 of my videos that side. Peace out, guys. It's been my pleasure to serve and entertain as always, and I'll be back for more videos soon. Bye. Maybe featuring the dogs.